All right, fellas, some of you have been waiting for this report for a long time, so here we go. This is Detroit River Walleye Report 2024, report number 1. Guys, it's crazy that it's only mid-March and already we've got 42-degree water in the Detroit River. But you all know we've had a crazy winter. Spring came early for us. But I want to caution you. I want to caution the way that you approach walleye fishing in the Detroit River in the early spring. Just because the thermometer says it's warming up and it's springtime, that doesn't necessarily equate to springtime fishing on the D. Fish behavior is not determined by ambient temperature. Fish behavior is influenced by water temperature, but I believe more importantly, fish behavior is influenced by the length of daylight. Length of daylight is the one indicator that is most consistent, which is an indicator to all of God's creation that seasons are changing. The deer don't care that the calendar says November 1st or November 15th, but deer do pay attention to the length of daylight, which drives their rutting activity. And the fish don't care that it's 70 degrees out on March 13th, but the fish do pay attention to the length of daylight, which to them is a consistent indicator of the time of year. And guys, fish are only interested in two things: spawning and eating. It's what they spend their entire lives doing. I think from the reports that we've all seen on Facebook, it's easy to assess that jigging on the river lately has been pretty hit or miss. Now, my buddy Mike was able to get away from the office today and spend a gorgeous day on the Detroit River. I'm just going to let Mike explain to you in his own words what him and his guys encountered today chasing walleye in the Detroit River.
It's chocolate milk just along the edge of the Canadian shoreline, but as you come out a little bit, it ends up being perfectly stained water. But there's no place to get clean water and stained water and be on that break, because it was like at the other side of Peachy Island. The whole Michigan side is all clean water. So the only people fishing there this morning were coming down there, and they were out of there by the time the sun came up, right? So we went looking. We went to the cow pasture, and very dirty. Went out in the middle of the river where the line should be, and we got one. But everything else we got, I know you're not supposed to tell people all the time, but we were on the Canadian Channel, north of Peachy Island, almost out to Lake St. Clair, 24 inches, but huge fish. But they were all on the edge. So we were catching them in 19 to 25 feet of water and drifting down. And you know that was kind of a key spot because there were several handliners that were there handlining in the same area. And they were the only ones really catching fish. We saw only one other boat, so we were doing better than the other people.
So you're on the American side of Peach Island?
No. Canadian side of Peach Island.
Canadian side of Peach Island, okay.
All the way out to the second set of buoys.
Okay.
And we were fishing that edge of Peachy Island going into the channel, so from 19 to 25 coming down like that.
Okay.
You got any deeper than that, there were no fish.
Okay.
We went to the backside of Peachy. I thought it was the right color. Nothing, no boats, no fish, nothing.
So where's the mud, the American side?
The mud is on the Canadian side, but it turns into stained water pretty quick.
Okay.
And I think the whole American side is totally clean. I kind of feel like you'd have to be fishing first thing in the morning or last thing at night.
Okay.
It's super clean.
So you guys started at what time this morning?
About a little before 9 o'clock.
Okay. So it took you about 7 hours to get what you got?
Yeah, we stopped at about 3:30.
Okay.
And yeah, we fished pretty hard the whole time. I offered several times we were going to go trolling, but every time we go through the drift, we pick up 1 or 2 fish, right?
Yeah.
So it was hard. And then I went out investigating. When we came back, never made it out trolling. So, and there was a lot of trollers. I mean, they were running planer boards right along the edge of the channel where we were. So I'm jigging right next to guys with planer boards.
So
But
you got a lot of boats over there?
I counted 20 when I left in that area.
Okay.
But I didn't see any of the trollers get any. We saw one other jigging boat, and we saw the handliners get them. And we were using, he had a gulp minnow on his, but we just used dark colors, dark purple, blacks, because it was stained water.
Okay.
But I can't tell you that minnows would have helped. I put on minnows. I didn't catch any more because of the minnows.
Okay. So there you have it, guys. There are some walleye in the river right now. River temperature's already up to 42 degrees. So water temp is about a month ahead of schedule, at least a month ahead of schedule. It's hard to say what that's going to mean for our fish in April. But what I do know right now is that, albeit kind of hit or miss lately, there are fish in the river right now. I heard earlier in the week some guys doing really good in the mid-river area around Wyandotte. But then the next day I heard that everybody that went there did poorly. Mike spent his entire day in the upper stretch of the river near Peach Island. So guys, I believe right now you've just kind of need to hop around, hit those regular spots that you find fish in every year. Pay attention to that watercolor. There's a lot of mud in the river right now. And in a typical spring, it's something we always deal with. So pay attention to that watercolor. Look for the stained water. You don't want to fish in the gin clear water. You don't want to fish in the muddy water. But usually if you can find that stained water, that's some of the easiest fish to catch. But hey guys, we'll try to have a report for you weekly, or at least pretty close to weekly from here on out. I'll try to cherry pick the best wind days over the next several days and try to get out myself. But hey guys, make sure to click that like button. Make sure you're subscribed. Hey fellas, we're coming real close to the 5,000 subscriber mark. So what I've decided to do, guys, we've put together some giveaway bags, sort of a swag bag, if you will. And each of these bags has a number of products from some of our regular sponsors. We got some Fat Boy jigs in here. We've got some Bondi soft plastics in here. We've got some crawler harnesses. We've got some hard baits. So guys, as we're getting ready to hit that 5,000 subscriber mark, we're going to try to keep some of these swag bags with us. And as we run into you guys at the ramp, make sure to give us a shout. And we'd like to get these into some of your guys' hands. Hey fellas, more importantly, you know, we say all the time there's only two kinds of men in this world. There's men that need Christ, and there's men that need more of Christ. Our number one primary concern here at TJO is to share the good news of the gospel of Jesus Christ with you guys. As we're coming up on this Easter holiday, I pray that some of you will take a good, hard, honest look at your own life, your own spiritual life. Do a little bit of self-evaluation, so to speak. And you know where you are. You know if you have a relationship with Christ or if you don't. Or if your relationship with Christ needs some work. And fellas, we want to be all about helping you grow closer to Jesus Christ. We'll leave a link here at the end of the video to our other channel, TJO Men's Ministries. And I encourage you guys to go over there and check that channel out. Whether you're new to the faith, you've been a Christian for a long, long time, or you're not quite sure where you stand on the whole idea of faith, no matter which of those you relate to, we've got something for you over at TJO Men's Ministries. So guys, make sure to check that out. Thanks for watching this Detroit River Report. Here in just a couple of days, we're going to drop a video on my opinion of the best walleye jigging equipment. Guys, thanks for watching Team Jesus Outdoors. God bless, tight lines. See you guys on the water.